So I came across this tweet by Shoe on Head, who many of you know is, I don't know if you want to call her a comedian or a commentator, but she does some pretty hilarious videos on YouTube and has some pretty hilarious tweets as well, kind of like dry humor. But she does, she does put out some thought-provoking tweets, and one of them included 2 screenshots of 2 headlines. The first headline: Trump says it doesn't seem fair that 30 million Americans are uninsured and suggests that he may expand Medicare and Medicaid. The other headline: on MSNBC just now, Joe Biden tells Yasmin V that he still opposes Medicare for all as the coronavirus crisis grows. Single payer will not solve that at all. In what world, ladies and gentlemen, does Donald Trump gain political points with progressives by moving to the left of Joe Biden on healthcare? I mean, first of all, let's just go ahead and talk about the obvious, right? Single payer would not solve that problem at all. So, out of curiosity, the ability to get checked without being denied by your insurer, that wouldn't help that problem. The ability to get tested, even if you don't have a private insurer, that wouldn't solve that problem. The ability to control the prices or negotiate better prices for pharmaceuticals and vaccines and other things, that wouldn't help with this problem. I'm confused. What about single payer would not help to solve this crisis when around the world we've seen implementation of single payer systems that have significantly helped? In South Korea, for example, they didn't even have to quarantine. Never got to Seoul. There's no world where single payer doesn't help. It doesn't completely solve the issue, no, but it's a damn good place to start to figure out exactly where you're at, to get your bearings and understand what you're dealing with. And it helps that a system is in place so that when you find a solution to your problem, that solution can be implemented through the system that has already been put together. We don't have that right now. I don't even understand what all this quarantine is about, because it's not like people are being treated, at least not to any significant degree that we can say confidently, okay, we can come out of quarantine and begin to interact and engage like we once did. No, we're not close to that. Why? Because we don't know what the hell comes next. The people who don't have insurance today, damn sure they're not about to have it tomorrow. Think about it. Unless you're in a specific situation, the open enrollment period is over. It's April. So those people who don't have health insurance, they're done. Single payer would make sure that this was never an occurrence. So whatever the hell Joe Biden's talking about, once again, he demonstrates he doesn't actually have a command of the issues. Specifically, he doesn't understand healthcare. He doesn't understand what working class Americans are going through by having just there's no ability to be treated and seen for preventative care in this country for working class people, not in any meaningful way. Maybe if you got lucky enough that you were in a union, maybe if you got lucky enough to be like myself and be a retired military veteran. But for most people, preventative maintenance is expensive. Period. Single payer would help that. Now let's go ahead and address what Donald Trump said. Because so that headline can't be right. So that headline can't be right. But take a dive into the article. You find out that in a meeting with a Fox News correspondent, he asked, I think it's a damn good question too, by the way, there will be people who don't have insurance who get sick before any, that was what Donald Trump said. Let me tell you what the White House correspondent said. And it was John Roberts, and he asked Mike Pence in a series of pointed questions about the administration's decisions this week not to temporarily reopen Obamacare's marketplace to allow uninsured Americans to purchase coverage during this pandemic. There will be people who don't have insurance who get sick before any of these mitigation efforts are put into place, Roberts said. And without opening the healthcare exchanges, where can they find insurance? People who aren't insured by these companies that are covering the cost of the copays, where can people go now to get health insurance if they get sick? If they get or before they get sick. Pence did not answer the question, but argued that Medicaid and some American health insurance companies were making inspiring decisions to waive copays on coronavirus testing and treatment. However, Donald Trump stepped in. Trump stepped in and conceded that Roberts' question was fair and said Pence skillfully dodged it. He goes on to say that it doesn't seem fair that so many Americans can't afford to purchase insurance but don't qualify for Medicaid and Medicare, appearing to suggest that those programs could be expanded to include more people. John, I think it's a very fair question though, and it's something we're really going to look at because it doesn't seem fair. Trump said, if you have it, you have a big advantage. Assuming healthcare, and at a certain income level, you do have it, which is healthcare. He continued, I think it's one of the greatest answers I've ever heard because Mike was able to speak for 5 minutes and not even touch your question. I said, that's what you call a great professional. Oh man, but he did dodge the question. It's funny that Trump called him out for it and then actually somewhat substantively addressed it. At least the root, like he addressed the substance of the issue, which is he's right. Even if I reopen the marketplace, what happens to the people who can't afford that health insurance coverage? And he goes on to say that they're going to get to trying to expand Medicaid and Medicare. Do I believe him? No, not really. He's a politician. But the truth of the matter is, Donald Trump has showed more empathy and sympathy for those in crisis than Joe Biden has. He sat there and told you a whole lot. Single payer would not solve this issue. Trump, being honest, is like, man, because Medicare, at least for the single payer bill that's up for grabs now, Medicare is a massive part of that. Medicare for all. In this crisis, under that Medicare for all bill that we see in the Senate right now, Medicare would be free at the point of service. Even if he didn't get passed through in that bill, Medicare is waiving copays right now. So yeah, I guess it would have solved that problem, huh? When are we going to stop pretending that somehow because Joe Biden has a D beside his name, he is altruistic in his behavior? He is inherently better as a person. He has a higher moral standard than the Republicans simply because he has a D by his name, when that's been proven untrue over and over again, time and time and time and time and time again. This is just simply one of the most recent accounts. For us to be in the middle of a pandemic and for Joe Biden to look America dead in the face and say, free healthcare won't help you get healthy during this pandemic. What kind of twisted, dumb, stupid, pony face, lying nonsense is that? For him to look at you, bro, he's a sociopath. You have to be a straight sociopath. Or, which is also very possible, he didn't understand the question. Or understood healthcare. Or understood anything that was on the teleprompter that he was reading. Or remember what he ate for breakfast that morning. Or remember what he ate for lunch right before the interview. Or remember how he got there, or who drove him there, or what kind of car he rode in, that he was running for president. That's very possible for him to forget all those things. Or he could be a sociopath, or both. Either way, this is once again yet another indictment on Joe Biden and the Democrats. There's another reason why it's looking like even if they manage to steal the nomination, select Joe Biden, and pit him against Donald Trump, he's not going to get past Donald Trump when Donald Trump is unafraid to at least rhetorically move left on Joe Biden on key issues such as this one, trade, and other issues that populists are just tired of the same old in regards to how the establishment has handled some of the most pressing issues of our day. We'd love to know what your thoughts are about this. Like the video, leave a comment below, but always remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace. If you like that segment of Mi Casa es Su Casa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockfin Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else, always remember,
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.
peace.